Hi everybody, welcome back to my physical world. Today we are in ArcGIS. Now, there's a disclaimer. You veterans will probably find this extremely boring, and I'm sorry. You beginners in GIS, I don't care whether it's ArcGIS, QGIS, or any other GIS software, what you're going to see is extremely basic in extracting data. Okay. Now, I'm in ArcGIS Pro, and I am in the process of working on my Ohio relief wall map. And this map is going to be, I'm going to put this in my map store. Link in the description where my map store is. But anyway, I'm creating a wall map of Ohio based on the style that I do my relief maps with the data that I create. And I have a massive database that has data on the cities in Ohio. Okay. And I've gone in and I've added some flags so I can extract those types of cities out so I can symbolize them different. Now, there's other ways to do this, but this is the simplest way that I want to show you. Okay. Now, every state has a capital, right? Okay, so right here in the middle is Columbus, Ohio, which is our state capital. And I simply extracted that one point out of the database and created its own feature class called Ohio Capital. Okay, that way I can go in, simply make a simple symbol for that particular feature, right? Now, in the city points feature class, I have every city that's in Ohio. Okay, every incorporated city. But I want to create a feature class that's only the county seats. And a county seat, if you're not in the United States, a county seat is the prime city in a county, smaller geographic area, that people go to do governmental business, pay their taxes and vote. Well, not vote. I mean, there's voting stations all over the place. But a county seat is the government headquarters for that particular geographic unit or political unit. All right. So every county has one county seat. All right, so I've gone into the attribute table of the city points data, and I've added a field called county seat. And I've selected all those cities that are county seats, and I gave them a value of 1. Everything else is null. Kind of like the same way I did with the capital. Why I did it this way. I did it this way just for educational purposes, but I selected the city of Columbus and gave in the capital field a value of 1. Now, you wouldn't have to do that since there's only one capital in the entire state, right? Okay, so anyway, that's what I did. And then I did a selection, capital equal 1, and I exported that out to its own feature class. Now, I'm going to show you how to do the county seats in this example. All right? Now, we're going to do this twice so I can show you what happens. All right, so what I'm going to do is make sure City Points is selected. Go to Select by Attributes. And I'm using City Points, Ohio. And I'm creating a new selection. And I'm going to select New Expression. And I'm going to change the where clause, not the where clause. That's not a clause. I'm going to the where statement. Where county seat is equal to 1. And then I'm going to hit apply. So all of these points are county seats, and there's one in every county. Now, I could come over here and right-click City Points and simply go down to Data. There it is. Data, Export Features to a new feature class, right? However, there's one caveat to this selection. Columbus, who's the state capital, is also a county seat. But I want to symbolize it as capital and not as a county seat, right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to clear the selection. We're going to go to Select by Attribute. We're going to create a new expression where county seat equals 1. So we have our original selection. And I'm going to add a clause. And, okay, remember the selection criteria. So, and means that both expressions need to be true, okay? Or if I chose or, only one of the expressions needs to be true to be successful. But in this case, we're going to do and. All right, so where county seat equals 1 and that record capital is null, okay? Because I don't want Columbus being selected, all right? So now if I hit apply, hit OK, all my county seats are selected except for Columbus, because Columbus is the state capital, not even though it is a county seat. Now, with that successful selection, I can right select my city points, come down to Data, Export Features, and I'm going to export that into the default database for my Ohio data. And my output name is county seats. Now I could put Ohio in it so it doesn't confuse it with any other databases that I might have later on. Okay, so hit enter and then click OK. And now I have a county seats feature class in my table of contents. All right, now going back to city points, I'm going to clear that selection. Okay. Now, the next step is to basically symbolize these. All right, so let's select Ohio County, Ohio Capital, and select on the symbol. Whoops, go to Gallery, and let's see what I can find. I don't know if I can find it right off the bat. In my real map, in my real map and in another video, I'll show you how to edit your symbols so you can make them look the way that you want. But for now, I am just simply going to take a black star, and I'm going to go to the properties, and we're going to make that 12, and then I'm going to apply. Now, you can't see it very well, but if I zoom in to Franklin County, Columbus now has a star. It also has a square behind it because it's in the city points data and it's in the capitals. All right. But when I make my new selection, I'm going to eliminate that. So if I turn city points off, you see that we just have a star for Columbus, okay? So let's zoom out. Now, let's go to these county seats, all right? Let's select the county seats symbol, and let's make that a circle with a dot. So we are going to select circle 4, okay? We're going to go to properties, and I want no color, and I want to make that a size of 8. And then apply. So now for every county seat, I have a circle with a dot in it. Pretty easy, right? I know you veterans have already fallen asleep by now. Okay, now maybe I want to show more on this map than just the capital and the county seats. Maybe I want the cities of a certain size to show up, or over a certain size. So what I'm going to do is I am going to select city points, and I'm going to go back here to select by attributes, and I'm going to create a new selection. So I'm going to create a new expression, and we are going to select any city that has a 2010 population greater than and then we can give this some value. I'm going to say 15,000. Okay, I want cities of 15,000. No, let's make this 14,999, so we include 15,000 and hit apply. Okay, and if I hit OK, all the blue dots are cities of 15,000 or above. However, Columbus shows up again, and remember, it's going to be symbolized with a star. So let's go ahead and clear our selection. Go to select, not select by location. Let's go to, whoops. Seeing me do it live. Select by attribute, new selection, where 2010 population is greater than 14,999, and let's add a clause, and capital is null. Okay. So there, now Columbus is not selected. And now I can simply go out and extract these cities to their own feature class. All right. So you can set up any of your criteria you want. Okay. Now, obviously, I can symbolize my cities in the main database. Okay. So I can, for instance, if I wanted to, I can simply create a graduated symbol map by graduated symbols, where all of my dots show up at different sizes depending on the population based on these ranges that I create. Okay, I could do that. However, that's not what I'm going to do for this particular map. Okay, so here we have circles, graduated circles for the population of each city, but that's not the intent of my particular map. All right. So we can come back over here and go to, single symbol, change the symbol, gallery, there, change the size, apply. So we're back to where we started. All right. So if I wanted to only show cities with a population of greater than 15,000, these cities I would export to its own feature class. So I hope you saw some things, you beginners, you newbies, to ArcGIS Pro or any GIS, this is probably the most basic selection that you'll ever have in any type of GIS software. So I hope this gets you going, and I hope you can take some time with a database and practice on doing your select by attributes. The important thing about selecting by attributes is when you're building your where statement, okay? This is a SQL statement, basically, is what it is. It's building it for you. Is understanding the different inputs for the where statement. Okay, so you're always going to have a where, and then right after where, you're going to have the name of the field. Okay, then you're going to have your qualifiers. Okay, is equal to, is not equal to, greater than, is null, is not null. Okay, is above average. All right, so you'll select your qualifier, and then you will put in your value for that field. And the one thing to understand about clauses is your clause is going to be an and, in which both expressions need to be true for a record to be selected, and or, where one or the other needs to be true to be a successful selection. That's probably the biggest understanding that you need to have for the where statement. All right. Whoops, I don't have anything selected. That's why it failed. I mean, I didn't type anything in. That's why it failed. So I hope this simple selection by attributes helps you in doing your work, and I will see you guys on the next video. We'll see you later.